Hey there!
Caught me by surprise. Hello. Hello, everybody.
That's the whole point. How you doing, girl?
I was about to say welcome to Soul Snippets to everybody, but I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good, thanks for asking.
Clearly, you don't care about how they're doing.
No, because I care about you and I care about them too. But yes, guys, welcome to Soul Snippets. For those who don't know who we are, by now, this is my girl, Tulumusi.
And you don't know your name.
Oh, Tulu, why am I introducing my
And it is the one and only fabulous, gorgeous, sexy Mama Tobekile Khate. I don't know if you approve of that.
No, it's fine, girl. Do what you gotta do. But yeah, guys, we hope everyone has been keeping well. And today we just thought we would share. Like, it's also, but guys, it's not story time because Iso Snippets, the whole is a catch up between friends, right? And how we do life, how we navigate life, and everything. So this week we'll just be catching up, and yeah. So, Tolu, what I wanted to tell you.
But before we catch up, like, subscribe, share, and comment down below.
Thank you for the formalities, honey. So, Mina, what I want to talk about or catch up with you about today is, I saw you on Sunday, and on Sunday I drove somewhere, and on my way back I was like, you know what, guys, I'm driving, let me listen to something, because I get to these days we're working from home, so I don't get that 45 minutes, to listen to a whole sermon, So I'm like, and then when I get home, maybe Imani will be up, so I won't be able to listen to a sermon. I'm like, okay, let me listen to a sermon. So I just switch on Elevation Church Live, and okay, they're doing all the promos, then okay, they do East Praise and Worship. And what I like about online church now is that there's also praise and worship, where back in the days they just used to post the sermon.
You have to be on it live.
Yes, but I like that part. So so then they start playing this song called See a Victory by Elevation Worship.
I'm gonna see a victory.
I'm gonna see for the battle belongs to you, Lord. Yes. So for me, that song, man, like, I feel like I needed some upliftment. That's why I was like, okay, let me listen to a sermon. But this song just reminded me, how yazini, guys, all is actually good. Like, regardless of whatever, you will see a victory, right? And I was just like, I just love that song. I like the words, the lyrics and all of that, and just that strong declaration, the battle is the Lord and I'm going to see a victory. So, okay, fast forward Sunday night, I have a dream, right? So in this dream, I'm sitting like with an elder, and then she's like, when are you going to get married? And in the dream, like, I'm with a boyfriend, and I'm with my boyfriend and the elder, and they're like, "Manje guys, nizo shata nini." And then I'm like, then he's like, no, we'll actually get married this Sunday.
And then and then he proposed.
No. Okay. It's like this Sunday. Then they write the letter to because in our like black culture, they write a letter and to say Bayez in South Africa. And then so they write the letter. Then I send a message to Tulu. I'm like, hey girl, you won't believe it. Bazonglobola on Sunday. But I'm like, I'm going to be LB this Sunday. That's what I say in the dream. I'm like, I don't even know why I say that. And then guys, as soon as like the scene ends, all of a sudden there's turmoil, there's war. Like, when I mean war, I mean like the world literally is in war. There are soldiers, all of that,
everywhere.
Dude, like mayhem. And then at some point, like, it's me and other people, and even this me is not me, but we're trying to open the toilet. and like go underground, like move that bowl, the toilet bowl, and go underground. And as soon as we try like go underground, like someone stops us, nah? And then you know how dreams are, guys. Next thing, everyone around me is gone. Like I don't know if they did or what, nah? And then someone comes to me and says, go and finish what you had set out to do. And then they give me this money. So I don't know if it's the lobola money or what, but I'm thinking, what else could it be? And they're like, go and fulfill lento bekfanele uyenze in the beginning. And to me, guys, like I'm no dream interpreter, but for me it was so encouraging, just to know that in the end it all works out.
I'm joking.
But yeah, I think that was just like my like little bit of encouragement. I know there's something you wanted to share as well.
No, man, when she told me about her dream, I told her that I was part of a call, and I was just telling the people at church that I'm just in need of encouragement. So what we do is they pray over your life, or we just pray together, and whatever God has to say, they tell you. And this one guy, just before the end of the call, said that as we were praying, he was just like literally seeing me go the West Cliff stairs, and I was just running, and I was in my active way, and then next thing he just saw me, and I was just so drained, and I was so tired, and I just couldn't like carry on. And then out of nowhere I just got that strength, you know, to just carry on running, and I ran like even faster than what I was at the beginning of the race. So it was also an encouragement for me. Fine, we get to a point where we we lack encouragement, but God himself is that encouragement, and when he is our strength, you know, we are able to run, and we are able to conquer. We will get those moments, but just know that uzokijima and you will conquer.
I was actually having this conversation with Tulu, with someone else, and with another person, and we were all talking about the endurance, right? Because I think we all, like that dream for me, marriage aside, and not to say that it's not welcome, desired, wanted, or needed, but it just told me about, like there was that first moment, like in the dream, where you receive the promise.
Sure.
And then there was that everything else in between that made it seem as if the promise would not be fulfilled. There was attacks from the enemy, literally. They were like trying to escape, like feeling like you're alone, feeling like this is not going to happen. And then there was the end where you actually receive see yourself receiving that promise, guys. Like, and you know, a lot of people faint in between, you know, they faint in that battlefield, and they never get to the point where they actually see that promise fulfilled. It's so important, guys, that even when you are out there in the battlefield, or you know, waiting for your promise, or just, you know, waiting for that for the physical manifestation, because we know the minute you prayed for it, it was done, you know. But when you're waiting for that physical manifestation, that you do not be weary, you do not faint. And it's just so important. Like when we were talking Notsuli Zolo, we were saying that even in a race, no one really expects you to run a 15-kilometer marathon or half marathon, if that's what they call it.
21 is half.
Oh gosh. In my world, 15 kilometers is a marathon.
I'm the runner here.
Okay, when you run a marathon, however many kilometers it is, like no one is expecting you to run 42, to run and not like stop or get refreshment along the way. And just as it is in our lives, God has set out things along the way, people, the encouragement, everything that you need to run your race and fulfill it, he has set before you. And you might not know, Guti, at the halfway mark, this is what you're going to get, or at this mark, this is what you're going to get, but it will be there, you know, when you need it. And this dream, the song, the encouragement that Tulu Tulu that Tulu received is just like it's one of those reminders, you know, those things and people that God places along the way.
Yeah. I mean, it's important. That's why it's important for us to be in fellowship, because siyadangala as abantu, but when you have people around you, when you have the right people who surround you, who pray for you, you can lean on them, and they are able to help you to say, dude, remember the end goal. Remember that, like in the dream, you saw the beauty, you know, first. So just a note, fellowship is important. But anyway, asikho lapho. I remember a couple of weeks ago, I called Utubegile and we just had a situation in Kaya. And you know, one thing she said was, at the end of the day, lento le izoyenzeka. You guys just need to go through a season or a moment. But at the end of the day, God has said, and something, and that thing will happen. You just need to get through it. So we just need to get through certain things, but at the end of the day, you will receive, or you will get whatever, or you will go
see the
through,
fulfillment.
You will see the victory.
If you don't grow like weary and just give up. But you know, I was even talking to my aunt this morning about this very same thing, and she was she was saying we had listened to a sermon by Grace Lubega, and he was saying that let God be true, you know, and he was saying Uguti, a lot of people will believe God to the measure of someone else. So if I spend a lot of time with Tulu and she believes that God can make things happen, then I'll believe him to that level. But if she does not believe that God can raise people from the dead, for example,
so
I will believe God to her measure. So we need to believe God for ourselves, and we need to let God be true. And saying that God needs to be true means that we need to stand on his word and believe that his word will be fulfilled, because and let man be a liar. So it says let God be true and let man be a liar. So what my aunt said to me, like in her example, she was saying that if someone is sick, the truth is that God has already sent forth that healing. The lie is not receiving it. So whether that person receives the healing for themselves or not, whether they see that manifestation, is up to them. But oksalayo, exactly, izwi laka nkulunkulu is the truth, you know. So I think that we just need to, you know, always let God be true. And I'm saying this because I'm talking about the journey that the journeys that we're on. We need to stand on that truth. Yay, okusalayo mina ngiyazi ukuthi the fulfillment ngizoyibona, because you know, people always, there's this scripture, and it talks about ukuthi not all things are made known to us, you know. So we might know the promise, but everything along the way, we might not know those final details, but God knows them, and he's worked them in, you know, to everything. So let us be encouraged he knows, he's seen the end, you know.
You know, and well, I was about to start something else, but he really has seen the end. In fact, I'm just going to mention it. When God created us, he started with the heavens, you know, which is the final, ultimate, the ultimate goal, the last place, the goal, the goal. And anyaka hlulwe 6 months, where you just need to get through 6 months, you know. So heaven is waiting, it's ready, which is the ultimate goal. So your Bentley, your healing,
whatever, your financial
your
breakthrough,
moment,
your healing, you know, that thing, like it's there, and it may not look like it may not look like the end is near, but trust me, like God has worked it all in. And in the bigger scheme of things, like, you know, I've been listening to this book as well. It's called, I always get it wrong, but it's The Magic of Thinking Big. Yeah, and it talks about like how this guy, like I think he wanted to change careers, but he was 42 and he was like, no, I'm too old. And this other man gave him an illustration of Guti, you know, you're born like, okay, obviously at 0, and then at 20, that's when maybe you start working. Then when you're 40, you've only lived, and then he'll say like, you can work until you're 80. although people retire earlier, but you're still strong enough to work. So he's like, at that point, you've only lived like 30% of your life. So there is still so much more potential. And when you look back on your life, like you'll look on these 3 months, 2 weeks, this moment, and it will seem very small or insignificant to all that lies ahead of you. So, just soldier on. And we just want to leave you with the scripture of encouragement, which comes from Isaiah 40:31, which goes as follows.
But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with the wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint.
So guys, just know that you will receive that strength, you will receive that endurance, and you will walk, but you will not faint. Like no mukhathala, guys, anyeke uphelelwe, and just keep using and going to God, as your energy source. You can do this, but the more you lean on Him, the more you dive deeper into the Word, the more like uhlala kuyo, ungena kuyo, and you seek Him,
and the more
strength you'll get.
Of being weary don't matter. The more you in Him, you just know what's okay.
You can weather the storm, So we just want to leave you with those few words of encouragement, and we hope that you find some encouragement in the stories or what we've shared, which we do believe ukuthi uNkulunkulu has been speaking to us, and we hope that this will also just give you amandla for the race. Run your race, run your race, run your race. Angiyazi yayi singakhathali. Anyway, guys, that's it from us for this week. But be sure to tune into the next Soul Snippets. The best way for you to know ukuthi seyifikile iSoul Snippets elandelayo is to click that notification bell, and you will be let know the next time we post a video.
And you need to subscribe.
Subscribe, please.
Tell your friends. Where is the button gone there?
Nala, nale, nale, na.